Hello everyone, this is Ronnie. In this video, I want to talk about iridology, and I might mention another few alternative diagnostic type philosophies and processes that we might come across in the raw food world. I've written about this as part of my book, Raw Vegan Myths Debunked 2, which is part of the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, and that's available this week. And that's about 40 different ebooks and courses that are available as a bundle, one cheap price, that you can go and check out via the link below. And I encourage you to go and check that out and get a copy for yourself. So iridology. Iridology is basically a practice of looking into the eyes. That's why it's iridology, iris, and not I-E-Y-E, but like iridology, like iris, I suppose. So looking into the eyes, and the eyes all have particular pattern and different colors, as you've seen in, I suppose everyone's eyes are unique, but looking very closely at them, the idea is that different parts of the eye are maybe corresponding to different parts of the body. In a similar way with reflexology, different parts of the feet correspond to different parts of the body. Some people might read the face, the different parts of the face correspond to the body. So it's reading the eyes and the colors in the eyes to try and assess the health of a person. And the idea being that there's different colors relating to different, toxic buildups and things like that. And some people have suggested that their eyes have changed color on a raw vegan diet. I remember being in school years ago and the chemistry teacher telling us that if you had more sodium in your diet, your eyes would be bluer because there was some connection there. Now, I don't know where he got that from. I've never really heard that since. But he talked about people that add a lot of salt to the diet have bluer eyes. Now, people already have way too much sodium in their diet. It's unlikely that extra salt would make any big difference there. But you do hear things about that. People change their diet. I mean, Fully Raw Christina, one of her biggest videos, a video that many people found her by, was the idea that her eyes changed on a raw vegan diet and had went from brown to a kind of lighter color. Now, my mum pointed out to me, she met Christina at the UK Fruit Fest. She said, her eyes are brown. So I don't know if her eyes have went back in color. I didn't really notice that. I wasn't really aware of that. But there might be some science around eyes changing color a little bit. I don't know if it's really a very common thing, but some people seem to have suggested they've seen that. Now, a lot of people seem to have learned about iridology through Robert Morse, but it's not something exclusive to him or not something that he's invented. It's something that goes back quite a while. The thing about iridology, it's very compelling to people. And you have to be aware of what's compelling as opposed to what's real and true. So if you go to a mind, body, soul fair or one of these kind of things, it's like a fair with different health distributors and health promoters, and often there'll be like holistic therapies and stuff. And there's certain things, if you go to one of them, I've been to a number of these, and I've had a booth at some of these because I was asked to speak. So I was observing what were people going towards and what was getting less attention. And people were going towards, the palm readers, those kind of people, the people that had the aura reading things, anything that was like reading and telling people some assessment of them. People were really interested in that because it's about them. And people are absolutely self-obsessed to an amazing degree. Now, I think I had set up a thing where I said, like, I was asked to give a talk, so I had a booth, and I don't know what I said in my little poster or whatever. I said probably like, I teach about the raw vegan diet. If you want to learn more about it, a few people came and sat with me, and we had a little chat. But I really believe if I'd said iridologist, and I can read your eyes, I think I would have had tons of people stop. So it's something that is compelling and interesting to people, way more than, just learning to change your diet. And that's probably part of the reason why it is kind of a popular thing, because it has that power to draw attention and attract people. And it becomes kind of a business model where you can attract people with this thing of iridology. You give them an assessment or a diagnosis, you tell them things that they want to hear that sound right to them, and then you say, you know what, you should probably get X supplement. This will really help you. In fact, maybe you need a year's supply. In fact, maybe you need 6 months coaching as well, because you need to change your diet too. And so it can lead to people changing their diet. But if iridology really worked, why wouldn't conventional doctors use it? And people would say, well, that's because they're there to promote the stuff that the companies, the pharmaceutical companies use and all that, and the testing and all the money in that. And okay, there might be an argument there, but the truth is that it just isn't very consistent, doesn't work very well. The eyes can show certain things. We definitely know that, for example, jaundice and a few things can show up in the eyes. If someone takes drugs, their pupils are dilated, there's certain things that can be shown in the eyes. But as far as I'm aware, the reason that iridology is not used commonly among doctors is because it doesn't work very well. Now, what I think is that the truth is that most people who are sick are often sick with the same things: heart disease, diabetes, other digestion issues, things that are really diet related. So if you attract a person, do the iridology test, and then say, you know what, you need to change your diet, you need to this and that, you can help a lot of people. Because ultimately, if you help people change their diet, that's one of the most important things. But is it true? Is it real? Probably not. Is it very effective? Probably not. What's really happening, if someone's a very effective iridologist, it could be the case that they just have learned instinctively to kind of know what's wrong with people, in a sense. And because it's so, the amount of things that are wrong with people is relatively restricted. You know, there's only a few things generally people are unhealthy with. It's kind of like spirit mediums. You know, there's someone in the audience that's passed away. It's a male gentleman. He passed away. He had a heart condition before. Can anyone take that? There's a man, a heart condition. His name started with a J. It's either a John or a Jim or a James or a, you know, and or a Jack, or, you know, it's just covering, that covers so many people, heart issues. That's why so many people die. Oh yeah, he had heart issues. He had diabetes before he died. Your mum had diabetes before she died, didn't she? And she's talking to a big, huge fat person in the audience. Your mum had diabetes. It's likely that her mum was overweight as well. So you can probably get a bit of an instinct for what's going on in people pretty quickly and do that. But I think that's kind of more of what it was about. That's why it became popular. One year at the Woodstock Fruit Festival, there was a guy, really charismatic, like really looked good, attractive, kind of young, actually, probably older than me, but he was a young looking guy, looked good, young and good for his age. Perfectly genetic for like being a health food or whatever, a health guru kind of guy. And people were talking about him. They're like, if you talk to this guy, and his name was like, I won't say his name. It's like a kind of long name. And he would be holding court at the dinner tables, and people were like, wow, I'm amazed by this guy and his knowledge. And then he would invite people to get an iridology session with him. And they would go along to a room, they would schedule a time. Don't know how he found this room to use, but he had access to some room. He let people in. And then when they came in, he said, now, I do this professionally, so I need to charge you for this. And he charged like $200. And people paid him. And he was doing this, I don't know for how many days he was doing this before he was caught, and they stopped him from doing it. I don't know if he was forced to give the money back. I can't remember, but he might have been making thousands of dollars from doing that. Crazy. Now, this is at festival where you've got some of the best raw food educators in the world providing the information as part of the ticket. You don't have to pay any more when you turn up. The classes are paid for. You can go and sit with them, learn from them, face to face, talk to them, ask questions, get all the information you need, ask the questions, and yet people are going away with some random guy who isn't part of the event to spend hundreds of dollars to do an iridology thing, which the event doesn't even promote. So that's the power of it in terms of making money and getting attention and all that. But health-wise, is it really a powerful thing? Does it really help people? No, I don't really believe so. And I don't think there's a great deal of evidence behind it. But you can check out my book, Vegan Myths Debunked. You can look into it more yourself, of course. And that's available now as part of the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. Click on the link below to get your copy of that. It's only available this week. It's going to end very soon. So check that out. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, share this video with others. Thank you very much for watching today.